And you're saying it's not criminally negligent.
When Hankinson did it, was he found guilty in the court of law?
Sir, he was charged with wanton endangerment of a neighbor. He was never charged.
So was his actions endangering anybody?
Sir,
according to the charge. Well, you see, this is why people like me are doing what I do.
Bootlicking? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bullpen. He's back in the bullpen today. We have former officer and noted commentator on things law enforcement and social, Mr. Brandon Tatum. Mr. Tatum, good day.
Thank you for having me.
So if you would, provide us with your sentiment and I will then opine.
Yeah, I think that the entire indictment, in my personal opinion, seems like a witch hunt to me. However, there was a detective and an officer that appeared to have lied about information on the search warrant. They should be brought to justice. They should go to jail. But there's two other individuals that are on this indictment that have no relation to the search warrant. They have no relation, or at least the lies that were spoken about on the search warrant. They have no relation to it. Brett Hankinson was already acquitted of the exact same charge that they're charging him with on a federal level, and also the sergeant that's involved in this that I believe is not going to be found guilty is another individual that I think that they engrafted into this to bolster their case and to create or continue what I would consider to be a witch hunt.
You called this a witch hunt in the beginning of your commentary, and then you proceeded to say, however, 50% of the cops who have been arrested, all right, they should be arrested. You still stand by that. So that's not a witch hunt. You're saying that two of the cops that have been charged, they should have been charged based on the information that you have.
Well, let me explain. Let me explain what I'm saying by this. It's because when I say a witch hunt, I mean that they're engrafting more officers in to bolster a case. If they really wanted these individuals charged, they could have been charged on a state level. Or if you charge them on a federal level, just charge the two people that are involved in the crime in which you're pursuing, and not try to add as many officers as you can, which is gonna weaken the case, and people are gonna be more upset because only probably two of these officers are gonna be indicted or at least be being found guilty. I believe one of them already pled guilty. So this is just another element that I believe the federal government is wasting taxpayer dollars on. They could go after the two individuals that they believe they have probable cause for, and the other two individuals they're trying to stack it to bolster their case, which is, in my opinion, a witch hunt.
The scope of this federal indictment talks about the reckless conduct directly at Miss Taylor. As an officer, let me ask you this. Have you ever, without verifying the identity and without a known threat, have you ever or known someone, one of your colleagues perhaps, that fired into an apartment, a house, a window that had curtains and knew not who they were firing upon? Has that ever happened to you?
It's never happened to me. Let me bring this to light too. Is everybody that's involved in this is presumed innocent until proven guilty. I just want to make the statement that it appears that they have probable cause to make the arrest that they've made, at least on two of them. I just want to make sure that's clear because people.
Well, that's clear, but I would like you to answer my question.
They may not be found guilty, but I'll answer your second question about the behaviors that Brett Hankinson displayed was cleared already. They had determined that his actions were at least reasonable in the scope of his explanation.
That is
now,
incorrect.
Could it have endangered people? The answer would be it could have, but was it negligent? Did he have the intent to go and shoot through blinds to willfully shoot at a person that he could not see? That's not what happened.
Have you ever done that before? Have you known any of your colleagues to do that before? And you have told me no, which means you know it's criminal. Your colleagues know it's criminal.
It's not true.
Have you? So you've never done it. You don't know any other cop that has done it.
Well,
this cop did it. And you're saying it's not criminally negligent.
When Hankinson did it, was he found guilty in the court of law?
Sir, he was charged with wanton endangerment of a neighbor. He was never charged.
So was his actions endangering anybody?
Sir,
according to the charge.
This is very simple. All right, let me take you back to elementary school. The officer in question has never been charged with the crime in relationship to Breonna Taylor, number one. Number two, the federal government has concurrent jurisdiction to investigate and to prosecute crimes in the United States of America. They decided to charge this cop with the absolute negligence created and with the shooting inside of her apartment, not knowing or establishing the target whatsoever. You have already admitted this is not normative behavior. You've never done it. Your colleagues have never done it.
I said that I've never done it. I don't know any person have done something specific like that. But clearly there's articulable reasons why he did the shooting in the way in which he did it. Because they charged him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Not guilty.
So let's go back to the original charge of wanton endangerment, since you want to keep it there. You are aware that it doesn't matter if he was found guilty or not guilty of that particular element of a crime external of Miss Taylor, external of Miss Taylor's apartment, that has no bearing on the Department of Justice willing to take a charge or willing to allocate a charge or grand jury serving a charge up as it relates to her apartment. You do understand the difference here with the jurisdictions, right?
What I'm telling you is that he's not gonna be found guilty because there's already a case that was tried, and you gotta think of how they tried.
That has nothing to do
he was tried,
with the new case that is being brought.
Liberal peers that are not favorable to him. On a federal level, they're gonna draw from peers that are a lot more favorable to Brett Hankinson in his original trial.
So this isn't about guilt or innocent. This is about some jury members being favorable to him.
It will be. I'm just telling you.
But that's what you're saying. You're not saying this is about his guilt or innocence.
You're trying to create
arguments. No, sir. You just said this was about a jury being favorable to him.
What I'm saying, listen, this is how the justice system works. They're gonna draw from a particular jury pool, right? And the jury pool was incredibly liberal. More than likely, they were not.
Are you aware of the jury pool this federal government?
You're going to draw from more conservative, liberal, conservative.
I don't even know where you get that from. The jury pool,
and I guarantee you, he's not going to get charged.
Well, sir, he's already charged.
I mean, he's not going to get found. He's not going to be found guilty.
Okay. So you do realize that the jury pool has expanded because of the jurisdiction of the federal government. It's not a limited jury pool, it's more of an expanded jury pool. And before I go, brother, I just want to ask you this question.
Which makes it different.
Really quick question.
You expand from Kentucky as a whole,
it's more favorable. Is it wrong, sir, is it wrong for a police officer to shoot inside of an apartment without having eyes on the target and shooting through windows that are closed and doors they cannot see through? Is that right or wrong?
It depends.
No shots being fired, no established contact with the target, no weapons, no threats, no nothing.
Contact with the target.
Sir, is that legal or illegal?
In the doorway.
Is that legal or illegal?
He identified the target in the doorway. He moved his position to the window, which he knew in a general area where he was shooting at, and he was found not guilty.
The target was drugs and money.
No, it wasn't.
Did you know that? Sir, in the warrant they signed, the target was drugs and money, which, by the way, they found zero.
Well, you see, this is why people like me are doing what I do. Breonna Taylor was the original target. There's a person on the warrant, and then there's a warrant for search. She was shot. Her boyfriend was sitting in the house for about 15 minutes before they ever came in to rescue Breonna. Sir. There was a potential that they could have flushed drugs and all kinds of other different things.
A young woman who was innocent or not?
Say that again.
Did they murder a young woman who was innocent? Should be alive today?
No, I don't see it that way. I see it that she was killed.
Why did they cover it up?
It was unfortunate.
Why did they cover it up?
It's not. You see, you're
admitted.
Cover up.
Why did they cover it up, brother?
There's not a. They covered it up. There's two different elements here.
Why did they cover it up?
The warrant. There's people who executed the warrant who actually shot her.
You're not going to answer the question.
And then there's people who were drafting the warrant. It had nothing to do with the execution of the warrant.
We'll bring you back when I have more time. I got another show I got to get to. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.